Hey everybody, my name is Angela, and on this week's episode of Honey and Hustle, I am joined by the wonderful woman behind Kandy Apples by Kay. She has almost 5,000 followers on Instagram, almost 5,000 likes on Facebook, so there definitely must be something to these sweet treats that you can get year round. So Kim, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, I'm so glad that you're here. I can't wait to learn so much more about what you do and how you kind of progress behind somebody who makes sweet treats to someone who makes and runs an amazing business that can operate year-round, regardless of the fair, regardless of the season, all of those things.
Yes, glad to be here. So, long story short, really, I was an accountant for 19 years, worked in corporate America, and really enjoyed, what I was doing. I was throwing a 40th birthday party for my husband, and I was determined to have gold candy apples at this surprise party for him. So I called, I Googled, I tried to look everywhere I could to find them, couldn't find anybody local to make them. So I did find someone in Greensboro, and she did an excellent job. I drove and met her halfway to get them. They were just perfect. And so my family loves candy apples. We, wait for the fair every year, or anytime we're on vacation, we try to find them. So I started ordering from her, and she was like, you don't have to order from me. You can just make them yourself. There are a lot of recipes out there. You can just make them yourself. And I was like, I'm not a baker. I'm not really good at, those types of things, but I'll try it. So I tried and tried and tried, and it's something that you don't master after even a few tries. But I had my children and husband to definitely eat what I was attempting, and so the more I made, the more interested I was in finding out, how do you do this, or how do you make this kind of design, or how do you make this color, or how can I make my colors brighter? It just got really therapeutic for me. So I would work all day and then come home and experiment and do little things with the apples. So then I started an Instagram page thinking, why not? Definitely not thinking it would be what it is today. It really kicked off. People were like, I buy those, and so I would sell them, to family and friends and things like that. And then we started, kind of picking up a following. So I applied to be a vendor at the Midtown Farmers Market at North Hills. And I was accepted, and so every other Saturday I set up my little booth and created, apples that would catch people's eye at this farmer's market, right? And from there we really did, get a huge following. People started finding out about us. We started doing a lot of special events like birthday parties, weddings, where, people would get a favor that's an apple, and where's this? I've never been able to have a candy apple this color or this flavor, or a candy apple that's not from the state fair. So it really caught on. Our designs and our flavors are really innovative, like pineapple, cake batter, watermelon, grape, cotton candy, you name it, we have a flavor for it. And we do lots of fun things with them, like put nerds on the bottom of them or gummy rings around the top. And so on top of being beautiful, they're delicious, and often people have not had flavored candy apples. So as I got to thinking, I was like, wouldn't it be so nice if there was a place like a cupcake shop, but all candy apples? You could just come in and see a rainbow of different colored candy apples, and you could just pick whatever you wanted. And I was like, that's never been done. And as much as I love them, my husband used to bring me a candy apple as a gift. It was my favorite thing. So I'm like, what if it was a nice little spot where you could have a date night where we slice the apple for you and you can eat in. And so all these things kind of started coming in. January of 2019, I did a vision board with my sister-in-law, and I was like, I want a shop, and I want a little place where we can always be, because it had gotten to the point we were doing so many markets. People are like, where are you today? Where are you today? And they're trying to find you and follow you. So I was like, if we find a stable place, then we can pick up clientele. So we did 2 months later find a place in Plantation Square off of Capitol Boulevard, and the rest is really history. We're still growing. Every week we have new customers that it's their first time coming into our shop. We use a local designer, Tula Summerford. She did our design. So when you come in, you're probably expecting like, you know, a kitty theme, but we have chandeliers and beautiful wallpaper and a huge, beautiful bench where you can sit. Just really a beautiful place to sit and enjoy your sweet treats. So, and we do so much more than apples. We candy grapes, golden kiwi. We did Asian pears this year, which was really a kick. And we've tried probably just about anything. Now we're doing marshmallows as well, which is a big treat here in Coney Island. And I had never had one, and now it's like, why did I think of this? So we're excited, really excited.
Yeah, I think like you touched on two different things that I really like, which is one is like how sometimes like your passion for a craft may not come right away, you know what I mean? And then as you start to, like, nobody starts off great at something, right? You have to start, and then like as you learn and you grow and you experiment, that's when like, you know, your unique flavor, your unique style of doing something comes to that craft.
Yes. Yeah, someone asked me, how long have you wanted your own candy apple shop? And I was like, never thought about it. Never even thought about it. I really love accounting. But I'm telling you, it really, my creativity does come out in these apples, and I just never would have thought of myself as a creative person, but this is definitely my niche. And I actually, that year, 2019, we opened our store in April of 2019, and I was laid off from my job in July. And so the question was, okay, do I just jump out here? Now's the perfect time, or do I just find another accounting corporate job? And I was so burnt out from it that wasn't even an option. So I was like, well, let me do a business plan and really think about this and how I could make this work. And I have not looked back since. At all.
That's sometimes the best way to do it. Sometimes you just kind of need that push in life, and it just kind of goes from there.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, the other half of that too is that you started small and then you grew and grew and grew, and now you have a storefront and you're able to meet the needs of different markets. So not only this local market, but also people who are coming from all over the state or all over the country that are just coming to visit, and they're like, where can I get this sweet little treat, you know?
Yes, absolutely. We're a big thing when people come in, that we do a lot of talking, because I mean, people feel like you're my candy apple lady, you know what I mean? And I feel like I know each person, like, you're the one that likes this. Now, I don't know how long I can keep that up, but when people come in, and we're delighted when they're like, oh, we drove an hour from Smithfield, or we're from Roanoke Rapids, we're from Rocky Mount, we're from Durham even. I mean, because we're on the other side of Raleigh, almost into Wake Forest, you know. We have had a lady come from Virginia just to pick up because she wanted candy grapes. And I was like, I can't ship those. She's like, okay, I'll see you Friday. All right. And I'm like, well, I'm amazed and so grateful that people love our product that much, that they will take the drive. But I feel we have so much growing we can also do, you know. People are constantly asking, can you put one in my city? Can you put one, you know, in Florida? Can you put one in New York? So it's like, we have so much more work to do, you know. We are able to ship in the colder months. So I have people that are on our social media, they're like, we're counting down October. Can't wait, just let us know. So we're able to use a local business to design our boxes, that we're able to ship them without them melting or breaking. And so we're excited about that, because we're able to touch people that are not, you know, local.
Yeah, and that's also interesting too from a business perspective, because when you're someone like me who's a photographer, videographer, I provide a service, right? So for me to operate outside of my local area takes a lot of planning, it takes a lot of logistical things, and you also have to think about, okay, is what I'm charging or what I'm making worth the expense of me going?
Absolutely.
But when you create a product, right, that can be shipped virtually anywhere, or you have something that could really sustain itself without you being there. So having multiple locations, multiple storefronts that can operate without you there, that's also an interesting perspective in terms of growth, right?
Absolutely.
Because for me, it's either hire more people or charge more. Or add more services that I can offer. Right. But for you, it's like, I just need the bodies. And I'll market. And you have the market. Absolutely. So in a time, now like I feel like, at least for me, this year has felt like this has been my worst year of life. Like I've been through so much worse. Like this is just like icing on the cake, right? But, and it sounds like it's that way for you too. Like I've already been fired from my job. I've already had to take this huge leap into the unknown, and that's turned out wonderful. So for me, it's just about adapting.
Yes,
absolutely. It's just about meeting the needs of my people. Absolutely. So what has that experience been like for you? Because I know there's always some level of anxiety when it comes to scaling and growth and going into something that is somewhat an unknown quantity for you. So when you start to think about, okay, now I'm established and I have this amazing following, these amazing followers and just lovers of my product, now your next step is, okay, so how am I going to continue to grow in a way that's sustainable? So what are your thoughts on that? Right?
I get excited just thinking about it actually. It's tough because I dip every single apple myself. A lot of the prep work, we do have, help with that, but the actual preparation of the apple is hands-on for me. So as we grow, or as people are like, oh, we'd love to have your product, and I'm thinking, I'm trying to keep up just to keep the store. I can't imagine, having that line, but what I don't want to change is the quality of the product, because there's just a huge difference between homemade and like manufactured. You can get a candy apple in the grocery store, that a machine has prepared and made hundreds of thousands of them. But there's something about homemade, and there's something that you can always tell in the taste of homemade. And I guess my fear is like growing to the place where it no longer tastes the same. Like, oh, I remember when she used to have that one little shop, they were so good, and now, I don't want to lose that. And so it's tough, hiring people that take your passion as seriously as you do, that don't take it lightly, and that want to make sure that it's perfect, even though it can't be perfect, but it's close to perfect, because each person I want to have the same experience. So it's kind of difficult, because I can see in one aspect us growing so much, and then I'm like, how will we get this done? You can't continue to dip all these apples. And to step away and really deal with the business aspect as well. I've done accounting for so long, I can handle my books and handle all those things, and I think pulling me away from dipping and preparing would take some of the joy out of it, for me. But being able to train people that are just as passionate about creating something that people love, I think it's about finding the right fit and the right team to back you up and to be there for you on this full journey. I get nervous every time, like if I'm going to the store to drop off, and there's a line, or I'm like, oh, these people are here. Like, I hope they love it. I hope, And every once in a while, I have to eat an apple, or I'm like, this is good. I'm like, I just hope I can live up to, everyone's expectations and the hype that it has. But the social media has been the hugest marketing tool to reach people and to let them see your work, and to let them know you exist. And word of mouth, is also the biggest. Them seeing people enjoying the treats and posting them. Where's this? I didn't know this existed, But I'm wondering, I'm like, the bigger we get, or, the more that we touch, we've just touched. My husband always says we've only touched a drop in the bucket. Like, just wait. Excited and trying to figure it out all at the same time. I do think it's doable. I just think you just can't hire bodies. I think you have to really find people that have a passion, or even just entrepreneurial spirit about them that they love watching you build so that they can build their own.
Right.
You know?
Yes. And literally there's people that are like thinking about that now, right? So like, oh, even if they are maybe in a situation where they feel like the market's oversaturated, or they feel like I have something that's unique, but maybe it's so unique that nobody will want to buy it, and defeating that mindset, and now seeing someone like you who's done it, like there wasn't really anything like this in this area, and you just made it your own and you've grown, like there is a possibility out there for you. There's a market for you.
Absolutely.
In the middle of a pandemic,
Absolutely.
people who will pay for this.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, they could definitely find themselves in your shoes very, very quickly. So I think it's great that, you know, you're seeing these examples of what a small business owner looks like, and what people who are truly people-centered and quality-centered and experience-centered in their business look like, right? And I think that's like the most amazing thing that's come out of this pandemic right now.
Yeah. And I definitely have learned that success just looks different on different people, right? So often people box themselves in because they think like, well, success means that I have this degree or that degree, or it means that I have these letters behind my name, or I have to be in this profession to have made it or to be successful. But you can be successful in anything, right? And so I definitely feel like, even though it seems very minute, maybe when you try to look at it in an aspect of, oh, am I a doctor? But Kandy Apples, like, that's my success. You know what I mean? And like you just said, I made it my own. And so it doesn't matter what it is, what that passion that you have, there's room for you, and there's room for your gift, you know, and there's room for you to be successful, and off of your gift, you know. There is, and it may seem like I can't make a living, and I remember saying like, oh, I'd love to quit my job and be able to just make apples, and my husband was like, that's a lot of apples, right? And who knew, you know, that, oh wow, I can do that, you know. So it's possible, very possible, and just realizing that don't play down whatever your gift is, you know. Don't say, well, you know, can I make a living off of doing this? You definitely can, you know, because if the gift was placed in you, it'll make room for you.
Yeah, thank you for sharing that with me, and I hope that our viewers love it, our viewers take that to heart, and really like push past these feelings of like, who am I to go after this? Who am I to think that I can use this to make money? So,
absolutely.
Yeah, thank you so much for coming
today.
Appreciate it.
I appreciate being here.
Yeah, thank you. Oh man, thank you guys for watching. This is Kim of Kandy Apples by Kay, so definitely check her out. I will link her social media on this video, and we will see you guys in the next one.
Thank you.
Thank you.